Alright, so since I'm not hauling many books this year, I'm gonna be doing it anyways. Let's try this and like actually introduce myself. Hey guys, what's up? Today we're gonna do a book haul, but this book haul is starting back in January because this year my goal is not to haul too many books. And actually for January, I hauled 4, I believe. Maybe 5 if there's 2 in my book of the month. But I really didn't haul much, and so for that, we're just gonna do a really quick book haul, and then I'm gonna add February's and possibly March's as well, and just do it that way instead. Sound good? Cool. Well, it's my channel, so I'm gonna decide. I have 2 book boxes. I get book of the month and I get the broken binding. And then I did go to Barnes with my husband. So I'm gonna start with the Barnes books. The first one I did get The Gate of the Feral Gods by Matt Denman. We have both read this one. This is the last one I've read. I got up to book 4. I haven't continued the series since then. I want to, I just haven't gotten around there. I actually wanted to buy book 3 because we don't have that one, because I want to get them all in the hardcover version of this, because I really like these covers a lot. So we're still on the lookout for book 3, but we have 1, 2, and 4 now. So we do want to have trophy set of this series, even though it's going to be like 50 books long. I think he said 14. Anyways, but I did get this one. So there we go. This is the start. And then I really was feeling kind of down on myself, so I really wanted to buy a book. And I did stick it to 1, other than Gate of the Feral Gods. That one's just kind of for us. We are buying the whole series. We already established that. But I got Gods of the Weirdwood by R.J. Barker. I have another book by R.J. Barker. I haven't read the Bone Ships, I believe is what I have. This is a chunky boy. This is the first book in a trilogy. The first 2 books are out. And I read the back and John read the back and we were both intrigued by it, so I decided to pick it up. I'm just going to read the back for you guys. But look at this cover. Look how cool this is. I love how this cover looks. This is called the Forsaken Trilogy. It says so right here on the spine. This is the first book in the Forsaken Trilogy. Our lands are wild with gods. Our woods are wild with monsters. Kahan is known as the Forester, a man capable of navigating the dangerous forests of Krua like no one else. But once he was more. Once he was a warrior. Undine serves the goddess of the lost, a keeper of the small and helpless. When Undine needs to venture into the Weirdwood to find a missing child, she asks Kahan to be her guide. But in a world where land is won and lost for uncaring gods, where the forest is full of monsters, Kahan will need to choose between his past life and the one he leads now, and his choice will have consequences for his entire world. So I'm expecting epic fantasy. I'm expecting god drama. I am expecting monsters and a lot of fighting, and I'm very excited to dive into this when I get the chance to. So yes, adding this one to my collection. I'm slowly like whittling down what I want, and it's turning into a lot more high fantasy, which is great. I'm very excited, but high fantasy, be on the lookout for that one. All right, next, I'm gonna do book of the month, and they're 100 years old, which is absolutely insane. Knife warning. I do have a knife. But that's absolutely insane that they've been around for 100 years. I didn't realize they had been a company for that long. I thought it was like 100 months maybe, but no, 100 years. That's insane. So, since 1926, I got Rings of Fate by Melissa de la Cruz, and they're doing special edition bookmarks. I think I got Carl Sagan, but I don't know. I don't know which one I got. I got one of the bookmarks. Yep, Cosmos by Carl Sagan. Book of the Month selection of 1980. So, there we go. It says so on the back right here. Are you gonna focus? No, you're not. There you go. Cool. Boop! Alright, so I got a book. And I got a book that's very shiny with sprayed edges. It's not why I got it. I got it because I really like the description of this, and this one is not your average fairy tale, is what the back says. Ooh, I didn't realize we were having this as well. Huh. Alright, let's jump right on in. She's a barmaid who doesn't believe in fairy tales. He's a prince cursed to live one. That's what I saw on the website, and that's why I picked this one. Erin Bellamore has no interest in being anyone's princess. She's too busy running the Raven's Beak Tavern, fending off unwanted marriage proposals, and dreaming of escape. But when a brush with death and a dangerously handsome stranger upend her life, Erin finds herself bound to a bargain that could change everything. Prince Daitan, that looked too much like dieting, and I was very confused. Prince Daitan has carried the cursed Rings of Fate, ancient weapons of devastating power, since childhood. That seems like a bad choice. The magic is killing him, and the enemies are closing in. To make the journey to reverse his curse, he needs a bride to hide his secrets. Erin wants freedom. Pretending to be his fiancé should give them both what they want. But as their perilous journey pits them against political schemes, monstrous Calandrar, and a growing attraction neither can deny, the line between make-believe and destiny begins to blur, and the fate of two kingdoms may depend on whether a cynical barmaid and a cursed prince are willing to risk their hearts. I wonder if this is a series. It is a series. Curses and Crowns series. So I got the first book in the series. Oops. My bad. And it's the same book and same picture in the back. That's very cool. Alright. I'm intrigued. We'll see how this goes. I do love the idea of the cynical barmaid. Ooh, it's like embossed. Okay. I'm so distracted today. But that's interesting. Alright. Cool. And then the last one is my Broken Binding book. Now, these books come in series, which I think is why I'm going to do 3 months for this video, is because this series, I do know what it is, and I chose it. I wanted it. Is a 3-book trilogy. So maybe I'll go by that for how often I do this. And they're always wrapped incredibly well. These do come all the way from the UK here, and I'm so glad they still ship to the US. Thank you guys. I love these books so much. They bring me immense joy every single time I see one. So I'm very excited. All right, and there's bubble wrap, and there's a bookmark, and the book is The Bone-Shard Daughter. So I'm very excited. This is the Drowning Empire trilogy. I do have the fantasy subscription for them, and the bookmark says, "I would drink 1,000 lies just to see your face again." There you go. And it's always wrapped. It's got a sticker with the series on it. I really love how they wrap their books. It just makes me very happy. Bone-Shard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. Oh, there's like spiders, big spiders. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. Alright. Okay, and here's our sprayed edge. There we go. Look at that. Ooh. Very cool. Just stunning. I know they're computer generated, but they're still stunning. So we're gonna do the naked hardcover, which usually makes its own scene. There you go. They did already send these to us, like the images for all 3 books, but seeing them in person is just different. There we go. There we go. There's the front, and back could be spoilers, so you have been warned. There you go. Well, that's new. It does say the Broken Binding on it. I don't know if they all did that. Maybe they did. Now, what was this message I saw in here? Oh, this is praise. Okay. It's really pretty, though. It's such a pretty book. This is what the original cover looks like, for those of you wondering. Here's red. Oh. There's a letter in here this time. That's so cool. Okay. I see you. I'll read that later. That's cool. And it's to Dear the Broken Binding readers, so it's exclusive to this one. Now my camera's gonna die, so let's get through this really quick. The Bone-Shard Daughter is an unmissable fantasy debut, a captivating tale of magic, revolution, and mystery, where a young woman's sense of identity will make or break an empire. The Sukai dynasty has ruled the Phoenix Empire for over a century. their mastery of bone shard magic powering the monstrous constructs that maintain law and order. But now the Emperor's rule is failing, and revolution is sweeping across the Empire's many islands. Lynn is the Emperor's daughter, but a mysterious illness has stolen her childhood memories and her status as heir to the Empire. Trapped in a palace of locked doors and old secrets, Lynn vows to reclaim her birthright by mastering the forbidden art of bone shard magic. But the mysteries behind such power are dark and deep, and wielding her family's magic carries a great cost. When the revolution reaches the gates of the palace itself, Lynn must decide how far she is willing to go to claim her throne and save her people. That is stunning. I'm so excited. I have heard nothing but amazing things, again, about this trilogy, so I'm very excited to have it. So, this is my haul for January. I am supposed to go, oh no, this is the start of February, so this is what I'm going to be getting for the month of January. I'm really proud of myself. I have been trying to break the habit of buying a whole bunch of books, and I think I'm doing pretty good on that. 2 books will generally always come because I do Book of the Month and I do the Broken Binding, but I have been skipping the Book of the Month if there isn't a book that I want, and I do have the option to skip a series for the Broken Binding and they won't charge me for those months. So, those are options. We'll see how it goes. This is where I am. Let's move on to February. All right, and now we're on to part 2 of this book haul. I waited a little bit into March. I was hoping to get my Broken Binding subscription for February. It always comes like a week or so into the next month. However, it looks like it's been held up in customs, so it's not even in the state yet. It's in Chicago and it's been there for a couple days, so it's been held up. Hopefully I'll get it in the next week, and when I do, I will film a little clip unboxing it, because I know Broken Binding is always the gorgeous copies. I do still have an unboxing to do, and it's my February Book of the Month, so I will be unboxing those. My March ones should be on the way now. But, yeah, so just so you know, I haven't gotten my February Book of the, Broken Binding book yet, which is the second book in the Bone Shards trilogy, I believe. So I haven't gotten that one yet, but let's start with an unboxing of Book of the Month. I've been waiting for these. We're going to start with, okay, here's the bookmark. This is Nectar in a Sieve for their new 100-year collection. Goodness gracious. So this just looks really cool. And it says Nectar in a Sieve by Kamala Markandeya. So here we go. It was Book of the Month selection in 1954, so that's pretty cool. So, got a bookmark. I have 2 books in here. I did one of the chosen for the month, and then I did an add-on. So the one that I chose is It's Not Her by Mary Kubeka. So this is a thriller. I've had my eye. I've been curious about Mary Kubeka for a while. She's written a bunch of very popular ones like She's Not Sorry, Local Woman Missing, and The Good Girl. So I've been very curious about her writing, and this one just caught my eye. I'm just going to read the description. There it is. A stunning discovery, a shocking investigation, a truth no one could have imagined. Courtney Gray's tranquil family vacation is shattered when she hears a blood-curdling scream from the lakeside cottage next door. There she finds the lifeless bodies of her brother and sister-in-law. Her niece, Reese, is nowhere to be found, while her nephew Wyatt lies asleep upstairs, unharmed. As the police descend on the quiet resort town, disturbing secrets about Courtney's family start to emerge. When she learns that the town has secrets of its own, it makes her wonder if Reese is another victim in a brutal crime, or if she's the killer. Courtney begins to unravel the terrible mystery, but everyone around her has something to hide, and the closer she gets to the truth, the harder it is to see. I don't know what it is about this one. I think it's part of the fact that it's like a resort town. For some reason, murders in resort towns are very intriguing to me as far as books goes, so I think that's why I want to try this one. I am just intrigued by it, so we'll see how it goes. The second book that I got from Book of the Month as my add-on I did pick up The Rebel and the Rose by Catherine Doyle. You will have seen that for January, I read the first book in this series, The Flame and the Dagger? The Dagger and the Flame? 1 or 2, I don't remember which one was the first one. I don't remember the title of the first one. I'm going to guess it's The Dagger and the Flame. And now I have matching editions because both of my copies are Book of the Month editions. So this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling that is based off of a very intriguing magic system, which is the main reason I am enjoying it. And it follows the, shoot, what are their names? It follows Ransom and Sarah, who are basically on opposite sides of, I guess, a war of sorts, and now they are, things have escalated and things have changed, and I'm very curious to see how this story continues. I think it's a trilogy. I'm not positive. I have no idea where this story is going to go. I'm very grateful that I just read it in January, so I don't have to go too far without not reading it, but excited. So we'll see how this goes. So those are my 2 Book of the Month books I was able to pick up in February. Now, I did get some books. I'm going to start with the one book that I bought in February. I only bought one book other than those 2, and I did buy The Corpse in the Closet by Lucy Score. This is the second book in the Riley Thorin series. I read the first one, which is The Dead Guy Next Door, right here last year, yes, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I really want to continue with the series, so I picked up book 2. These are on KU, but I would like to have physical copies of them because I have a feeling that I'm going to reread them at some point. I really enjoyed this one, or that one, so I'm very excited to read this one. I haven't read it yet, though, but yes. And then there's a bit of a story with this next book. It is another Lucy Score book. So I work at a public library in a large city, and we have a rule, so any book that is dropped through our return slot automatically gets sent to a bin because of our system, automatically gets sent to a bin that we call exceptions. We have no way of tracking who returned what book. We actually can't rewind cameras or anything like that. We can't look at that, us personally at least. I think security can, but we can't do that. We aren't security. So if a book is returned and it doesn't belong to the library, we have no way of knowing, no hints of knowing who has it. We hold it for 1 month at the front desk, and if anyone comes in and says that it's theirs and they can give us like the title and everything, we give it to them. Like, that's what we do. This book has been sitting for a little over a month now. Technically I got it March 1st, but I'm going to count it in this anyways. And it's not part of the plan by Lucy Score. The main reason that I took this one is because I wouldn't have bought it for myself otherwise. I don't actually know what it's about. I think this is like a one-night stand kind of thing. I'm not sure, but it's a short Lucy Score book. I think it's 307 pages, and it's between a photographer and, what is she? A brewery manager. So, and they're fighting their attraction for each other and like give in once or twice or a couple times, and then her ex-boyfriend comes to town, so definitely thinks she's not interested, but she might actually be. I don't know what this one's about. I haven't read any of Lucy Score's. The only contemporary mystery book that I've read was I read Maggie Moves On, and I thoroughly enjoyed that one, so we'll see if this is anything similar to that. I believe this is part of a series. It is. This is like the 6th or 7th book in this series. Oops. Oh well. I don't think it matters too much. Let me know if it does. But there we go. Not part of the plan. It's very kind of difficult to see in that color. Interesting. Alright, now I have a stack of books here. I have 6 books here. So there's a story with these. Well, no, actually, okay. With 5 of them, there's a story with these 5. So with these 5, my friend Callie, who, I don't know if you've seen her on this channel, but she was a part of the channel that I did before this, the Callie and Beans Books. She pre-ordered a bunch of books from a local indie bookstore, and it was all great. She got them twice. And so because of that, she gave me a set because she's like, they don't want to take them back, so I got the second set of those 5 books. So I'm going to go through those, but before that, she went to a signing event that I actually did sign up to go to, but we had a family emergency. I wasn't able to actually go, but she picked up a book for me, which was very sweet of her. We were supposed to go do sword yoga. She went and did it. I'm glad she did. She had a good time. I was not able to go, and I feel bad, but it was a bad time. But she picked up The Memory Puller by Chris K. Haynes for me. So this actually came with some art, and it's signed now, so that's really exciting. And this is a fantasy book, and it's a very long description on the back, so I apologize. But she stole his memory, will he steal her heart? Shrouded sister Cassandra 14 is a wannabe rebel hidden beneath midnight blue dress robes. By day she toils at the temple, pulling the human memories craved by her fey overlords. By night she hunts through those same memories for treasures to steal, buying freedom for the mortal colony's least fortunate families. When her fellow sisters begin disappearing, the officer assigned to the case is the one individual who could expose her secret criminal history. Good thing Cassandra stole his memory when he apprehended her during her most recent philanthropic robbery. Officer Tristan Saros has always had a soft spot for mortals and a healthy skepticism towards authority, especially his own. Now the irreverent, flirtatious Fey warrior has finally found the perfect distraction from immortal boredom, his intriguing new partner. Too bad about her pesky chastity vow. And why does she seem so familiar? As Tristan and Cassandra team up to find her missing sisters, their reluctant alliance transforms into a passionate yet forbidden attraction. And during the investigation, they uncover a conspiracy that threatens to dismantle the 5 centuries-long peace between their two species. In order to save the sisters and keep their world from the brink of war, Tristan will need to decide if his loyalties lie with Fae or humans, and Cassandra will be forced to choose between her safe gilded cage or an uncertain, pitiless freedom outside the temple walls. And if Tristan ever recalls Cassandra's crime, well, that might just be the most dangerous outcome of all. I don't know, it seems really cool, seems like a fun concept, and I really do like this cover, so I'm excited. I think it'll be a lot of fun. This is an indie Polish book too, so that's very exciting. Let's jump into these that I got. And I don't have stories for them because I wasn't expecting them, so they're all brand new. So let's just start right here on top with the one I have. This one is called A Minor Inconvenience by Chelsea Jean. This one is signed. It came with a bookmark in stickers and the list of all of her books, so that's kind of cute. Very cute. And it says, a minor inconvenience, I'll never get enough of you. And it's I don't know if I can show that on YouTube. Like, he's not naked. But no, I won't do that. Alright, and it is signed, so woo, it's signed, so that's exciting. Alright. Oh, there's a prequel novella called Picture Perfect. Picture, like a pitcher of beer. Okay. At 30 years old, Murphy has everything she thinks she wants. A steady job, a handsome boyfriend, the best friend you could ask for, and her lovable dog. She isn't ready for a minor inconvenience to be thrown her way. She is determined to make her relationship work and not get distracted by Gavin's thick arms, dimpled smile, and good heart. Especially because she is his boss. 22-year-old Gavin is a senior in college with plans to attend veterinarian grad school in Scotland. And even though she has a boyfriend, he can't keep his eyes or thoughts off of Murphy. Her flowing auburn hair and the freckles covering her nose and arms. He thinks she is the funniest and sexiest woman he's ever met. She thinks he's too young. Can Murphy keep Gavin in the friend zone when he is determined to become so much more? Alright, sounds intriguing. Not actually a book that I probably would have picked up on my own, I'm not gonna lie. But it's 225 pages. It'll be a quick read. It'll be interesting. And it is a cute cover. I will give them that. It is a very cute cover. And they're very cute. They're adorable. And there's a pupper in it too. Alright, next one. Oh, this will be an interesting one. So this one, again, I have no background for any of these books. These were given to me essentially, so thank you, Callie. Chokehold by Lee Rivers and Harley Beck. Harley? I think that's how you say I think that's Harley. If I'm wrong, I'm so sorry. This is a dark MM romance. And there's your content warning. Your content warning is a paragraph. Oh, this is a Step Brothers romance. Interesting. I actually do have one. It's called The Step Don't by Riley Hart and Devin McCormick. I met them both. They're very nice people. Alright, so another one, but a dark one, because that one's not dark. That's just college. Alright. One moment, two masks, three chases into the night. They're supposed to be enemies. It takes one night with a masked man to change that all. They crave the next touch of the person they hate the most, desperate for that next taste of the person they can't stand, waiting for that next anonymous text message to accelerate their heartbeats. The thrill of the chase with the forbidden fruit is enough to blur the lines and the world around them. The first problem, they both have girlfriends. Oh, the worst problem, they're stepbrothers. So, I didn't read the back of these, I'm not gonna lie. We'll see. I don't jive with the cheating trope, like, at all. Huh. I don't care about the male part. Those are fun. Stepbrothers will be interesting, but I will see. If there's cheating, I will DNF. I'm sorry. We'll see. I'm gonna put this one on a maybe. Is there cheating? There is cheating, but not the MMCs. Okay. That's a lot of spoilers. Well, not spoilers. That's a lot of content. But it's good that they said not the MMC. So, okay. We'll see. Still gonna go into that one a little bit cautious. Alright. Next one, we got Scrooged for the Holidays. That's a cute title. By Kayla Grouse. Oh, this is gonna be fantasy, essentially. It's gonna be a paranormal romance, isn't it? Greer Mallory. That's a name for you. Greer Mallory doesn't believe in fate, magic, or Christmas miracles. She believes in money, power, and keeping her Ice Queen heart frozen solid. But when a snowstorm lands her in the hidden mountain town of Elysian Pines, 3 nights for Christmas, she meets Malaki, Remiel, and Samael. So it's not Samuel, it's Samael. 3 men who aren't just handsome, there's something otherworldly. As things heat up between them and visions of her past, present, and future grow impossible to ignore, Greer finds her Scrooge-like ways beginning to crack. But will her time in Elysian Pines be enough to thaw her cold exterior, or will she let herself stay frozen for good? Okay, alright. So do we have our three ghosts of Christmas? Is that what this is? Is that what's happening here? Because, alright, that's it. That interesting. Alright. Alright, this one I have at least heard of before, and it's He Knows When You're Awake by Alta Hensley. This is the sequel to He Sees You When You're Sleeping, which I actually did start, and it's fine. It is a stalker romance that takes place around Christmas, and that's what I know about the first one. The first one is a jewelry influencer, and who it sounds like she works for an MLM, and he's a firefighter who is stalking her. So, yes, that's as far as I got with that one. Okay, so this follows the main female lead from the first book. It follows one of her co-workers, who is a jewelry designer, and then a reclusive billionaire who offers to fly her out to an ultra-luxurious Swiss resort for a meeting. So, yeah, it sounds like it's pretty similar to the first one. It's just content warning for stalking, forced ice skating, hidden cameras, painfully cute Christmas puppies, wearing of light-up Christmas sweaters. So we knew it was going to be... Oh, here we go. Here we go. We've got the tropes. We've got billionaire romance, stalker romance, Christmas romance, opposites attract, morally gray MMC, and forced proximity. So there we go. Exciting. I think I need to read those during the holidays when I'm just looking for a thoughtless read, like something that I don't have to think about, and then I'll read them both. Sure, why not? We can do that. Why not? And the last one I have here is Chelsea Carto's In the Dark, which is her first dark romance. I have other Chelsea Carto books. I have Caught on Camera and Camera Chemistry, I believe is what it is. I have the first 2 books in this series. And I've read I started Camera Chemistry, and I really like her writing style. I started it when I got it, so that way if I knew I liked her writing style or not, and I did. So there we go. And she's been getting rave reviews from everyone. So this is her newest release, I believe, or I think it's just her first dark romance release, but here we go. Maxine Walters hates being scared. When she visits Fright Nights, the premier Halloween event in town, she doesn't expect to get lost in a haunted house. But after getting turned around, she meets Hunter, a scare actor she can't stop thinking about. Hunter Wilder has worked at Fright Nights for years, but he's never run into a guest backstage before, much less one who haunts his daily thoughts. Until her. His chance encounter with Max turns their one conversation into his obsession. Between hookups out of her wildest fantasies and their playful banter, Max thinks she's getting to know the man behind the mask, but he has secrets. He's keeping tabs on her, he's watching her from the shadows, and she has no idea he's a serial killer. At least he's a good serial killer. When Max's safety is jeopardized, Hunter's obsession becomes a blessing. They might have only known each other for a month, but in the dark, all bets are off. Alright, that took a turn. I didn't expect him to be a serial killer. I'm sure people knew this already. I didn't know this, so I'm actually... Alright, I'll bite. I'm curious about it. We'll see. So, that is February's book haul, minus my book of the month, or my Broken Binding book, which hopefully I will be getting soon. Hopefully in the next week. Fingers crossed. And now let's move on to March. Alright, let's get into the final part of this monthly 3-month haul, I think is what it ends up being. So, I'm going to start off with the last 2 books that I got from Broken Binding. I got the February and March boxes. I got the February box really late, so that's why I wasn't in the last haul. It ended up coming like 4 days after I filmed the last clip, so that's why it's not in there. But I got Bone Shard Emperor. Look how pretty that cover is. I'm not gonna show, well, I'm not gonna show the end pages because they're always spoilery. Well, actually, I think all of this is spoilery. So, so we've got our absolutely gorgeous cover with the spine, and here's the back. It's got a quote on it. I have no idea. What does it say? When you're young, you think you can change the world. You think you can bend it to your will. When you're old, you learn to change your small corner of it and live with the rest. That hits harder than it probably should. All right. There's no reverse on the dust jacket, but we have a printed hardback, so that's very exciting. And it does say Broken Binding. So here are the end pages. So pretty. And this one does have a yellow ribbon in it. I'm going to show you the end pages now, so possible spoilers. Spoiler alert. It's so cool. It looks so cool. Make sure that it's focusing. I love the art style that they chose to do for this, and I'm really hoping that I like this series. Otherwise, this is going to be really unfortunate. But I have a feeling I'm going to like this. Alright. Then, so I got this, and then with that came the bookmark. Bone Shard Emperor. It says, gossip could topple an empire almost as surely as rebellion could. Ooh, that's actually a really good one. I really like that. Tuck it inside. And then I got Bone Shard War, which I believe is the last one in the series. So here we go. Again, I don't really know what the series is about right now. I'm just hauling them. I think I talked about the first one in the last video, so I'm not gonna do that. And then this back. It's so pretty. Sorry, the lights just started coming through the window. It was really nice earlier today where it was a bit cloudy, and now the sun is starting to come out, which makes filming more difficult. Maybe no one was a hero. Maybe I'd gotten it wrong from the beginning. Maybe there were only heroic moments, and the decisions we all had to keep choosing, those as best we could when we could. Very cool. That's the quote on the back. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. All right, again, these might be spoilers. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so pretty. Once again, it says Broken Binding on it. Here are our sprayed edges. There you go. And this one comes with a purple ribbon bookmark. Oh my god. I just want this as art on the wall. This. I would love this art on the wall, please. Oh, it's two different ones, but they're very similar. That's very cool. Very cool. Make sure you got it all in frame. Yeah. All right. So apparently, Broken Binding is 5 years old because along with this book, I got 2 bookmarks this time. The first one is the bookmark for the actual book itself, Bone Shard War, and it says, Hope was a weed, grew wild and unchecked, choking out all other emotions. So there we go. Very cool. So beautiful. Because we got Broken Binding, celebrating 5 years, and that's what the other side says too. But so happy birthday, congratulations guys, this is awesome. I absolutely love this. I am so excited. I don't know how these are gonna fit on my shelf. Okay, all right, moving on to the next book box that I got. I also have my March book of the month. It's their 100 year, all that. I got 3 books. I got 3 books because I had no self-control. So I also, for this, I got Song of Solomon by Toni Morrison. I don't think that's the last one. I might be the last one I got, honestly. I don't remember. All of the bookmarks. Go away. I got 3 books. Why did I do 3 books? I don't remember. There's a reason, though. I think the book of the month for 2026, for March, I did The Story Might Save Your Life by Tiffany Crum. We're gonna go with it. Tiffany Crum. Best friends Benny and Joy like to say they've been saving each other's lives since the moment they met, until the day Joy disappears and Benny is suspected of her murder. So, I've been really into murder mysteries lately, so I am curious to see how it is, what it's about. And I do like this cover. It's very interesting, very different, but yeah, I've been on a kick of murder mysteries lately. I also, because it was the book of the year, we got the lollies. We could pick a lolly finalist. That's right. I picked Bare Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is chonkier than I thought it was gonna be. I'm not gonna lie. It was a 2025 finalist for Book of the Year. I don't think it won, but this one is a vampire story. That's what I'm going in. I know it's lesbian vampires and I know it's multiple timelines. That's what I know, and I don't want to know anymore. I never want to know more about V.E. Schwab. I'm not gonna lie. And then the last one I picked up Her Last Breath by Taylor Adams because this is one of my favorite authors for thrillers. Got me into the thriller and horror genre. I don't know what this one is about, and I'm going to keep it that way, but it looks like caves. It's very interesting and intriguing, and I hopefully will read this one soon. Fine, I'll read what it is. Yeah. A story of 2 friends who embark on an ill-fated caving expedition in the dark truth of what happens deep underground. I have a fear of caves. I don't like caves. I'm waiting for them to collapse on me. So, yes. But I'm intrigued. I think this will be a fun one to read, especially since I have a fear of caves. I shouldn't say I'm scared of caves. I'm scared of small, tight spaces in caves. I'm not a spelunker, if that helps. Alright, I did buy some books over the past month. Yeah. In my defense, 2 of them were Dungeon Crawler Carl books. I got book 3, The Dungeon Anarchist Cookbook, and we got book 5, The Butcher's Masquerade. So I have read books 1 through 4 of Dungeon Crawler Carl. John has read all of the ones that are out so far. This is the next one I need to read. I've read this one. This one I think as of right now might be one of my favorites. It is the train one, so there we go. Now we have books 1 through 5. We do want to collect them all because they are very pretty. Really like these covers, and I want to get them all in hardback. Although number 3 came with hot glue on the top. I don't know that you can see this, but there's like a line of hot glue up here, and I am having quite the time trying to get it off. So that's annoying. But yeah, so there we go. And then I picked up a couple more books on my own, one of which I've already read. I picked up The Man Who Died Twice. Okay, I should probably talk about Dungeon Crawler Carl. If you don't know what it is, I'm honestly kind of surprised because it has taken the internet by storm, and we were just at C2E2, and you know what? It took C2E2 by storm because we saw probably 10, 15 dungeon crawler Carls there. Like, Carls were there. And it was kind of insane, which is hilarious because one of our friends dressed up as Carl as well. So that was fun. But Dungeon Crawler Carl is a dystopian sort of sci-fi-esque story that follows Carl, who is watching his now ex-girlfriend's cat when the cat jumps out the window at about 2 o'clock in the morning, and he jumps out after her in his boxers. And at that moment, aliens invade the world and collapse every building, killing everyone who is inside at the time. And Carl is one of the survivors who is given a choice. Either they stay up on top of the Earth and attempt to survive as the aliens mine all of the resources because Earth apparently owes them for something, I don't know. Or he can dive down into the dungeons where you basically play as a game show for a bunch of rich aliens and try to survive the different levels of the dungeon. Carl obviously goes down into the dungeons and does wonders, and this is such an interesting series. It is very much examining capitalism, and it's very much examining our place in the world, in the universe, and what to do with authority, and how that authority, how power can be used, and how different people will react to different situations. I think it is a very interesting study, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. So I don't know if it's just this one that I really like, or if it's all of Matt Dinniman's writing, so I'll try Operation Bow's House at some point, but I do really like this one. I need to continue with the series. The next book, the next pile that I have are the 4 books that I picked up myself because I wanted to, no other reason. First one is one I've read, which is The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. I am slowly making my way through the Thursday Murder Club series. I am listening to the audiobooks through my library, which is great, but I have to wait for that. So I believe there are 5 or 6 books out now. This is book number 2. This follows 4 friends, Elizabeth, Joyce, Ron, and Ibrahim, who all live at Cooper's Chase, which is like an exclusive retirement home. It's huge. It's a castle, basically. And they solve cold cases together, and it's a lot of fun. And then they solve actual crimes together as well, and they've made friends with some of the local PD and some of the local, like, criminals. It's honestly just a really good time. I would highly recommend this for anyone who has any sort of interest in mysteries, cozy mysteries, anything like that. I am going to collect the series because I am thoroughly enjoying them. They've all been like 4 or 5 stars for me so far, which I've read too, so. I also picked up book 2 of the Murderbot, so I picked up Artificial Conditions by Martha Wells. This one didn't come in paperback, which I was very confused about, because the first one I have in paperback, and now I have this one in hardback, and which is fine, but it confused me a little bit. I couldn't find it in paperback. Is that weird? Is that just me? I don't know. Anyways, this is a novella that follows a murderbot who is, I don't know what to call it, but, he is supposed to be a heartless killing machine, and instead he just wants to watch soap operas. He, I believe. I'm not sure. Narrated by Murderbot. And it's a lot of fun. They're short novellas. Like I said, I believe this one might be 200 pages. No, 150 pages. So I will probably breeze through this one at some point and continue with this series. I read the first one, absolutely loved it. Yeah, can't wait to continue with them. Alright. Next one I picked up is going to be That Night in the Library by Eva Yurkais. I am so sorry. I'm not sure. I don't want to butcher it though. But I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say that. But let's go. So I'm just going to read the description for this one. This is a locked room mystery that takes place in a library. On the night before graduation, 7 students gather in the basement of their university's rare books library. They're not allowed in the library after closing time, but it's the perfect place for the ritual they want to perform. One borrowed from the Greeks, said to free those who take part in it from the fear of death. And what better time to seek the wisdom of ancient gods than in the hours before they'll scatter in different directions to start their real lives. But just a few minutes into their celebration, the lights go out, and one of them drops dead. As the body count rises with nothing but the books to protect them, the group must figure out how to survive the night while trapped with a murderer. That Night in the Library is a chilling literary mystery that transports readers to a world where secrets live in the dark, books breathe fears to life, and the only way out is to wait until morning. I thought this sounded really, really, really intriguing. It's also blurred by Sulari Gentile, who I have expressed before I liked her Murder in the Library book that she wrote, so I'm very intrigued by this. It's also blurred by Elia Casimano, so that's exciting. She wrote the Finley Donovan series, so very exciting. So I'm hoping to read this one. This one sounds super intriguing to me. And the last book I have to haul here today, guys, is gonna be The Library of Emmeline. This is by Kaylin Josephson. This is the first book in a new series. I don't know what the series is called. The Age of Beasts, that's what it's called. And look how pretty this cover is. This cover is what caught my attention, and that's why I picked it up. Also, it's got sprayed edges that are like really light, which is very different. You don't usually see that lightness, but we've got a very pretty cover, and we've got magical beasts, which I absolutely love magical beasts. So, and the back have the exact same ones. So there we go. Yeah, it's the same on the back cover. Spine looks pretty cool though. So, yes. All right, let me just read you the description because my camera's gonna die. Kassira used to be a masterful con artist, choosing her target, building trust, judging the precise moment to make her move. Now, she's keeping her head down and working off a lengthy prison sentence. But Kassira's past catches up to her when she's offered a deal. Her freedom in exchange for one last con. Infiltrate the fabled Library of Emmeline. When Kassira goes undercover as the new assistant librarian, she enters an enchanting world brimming with books and magical creatures, tempting her with a life she can never have. But Kassira's real future depends on her charge, the long con to bring down the librarian. Unfortunately, Alastor is as prickly as he is handsome, and hiding a beastly transformation that could destroy him. Kassira has to decide, take down Alastor and destroy the only place that has ever felt like home, or be herself for once in her life and risk losing it all anyway. So I'm very intrigued. I love the fact that it's based in a library. I'm a librarian. Hi, guys. But it sounds very interesting. So, beastly transformation. Maybe he's a dragon. Or maybe he's a fox. Who knows? So, this is blurred by Adrienne Young and by Chelsea Abdullah, Melissa Caruso. A lot of people. Huh. That's cool. But I am intrigued. I did pick this one up on a whim. I hadn't actually heard really of it before, but since I've picked it up, I have seen it at my local library quite a few times. So, I'm excited, and this is gonna be it. So that's what I got. I haven't done one of these. I have no idea how long this is. This is probably gonna be a long video, which is gonna go against that whole addicting watching short videos, because I don't really seem to do short videos. So I apologize for that, but I hope you stuck through the entire way. If you did, post a fox emoji, because there's a fox on the cover of all of these books, and foxes. Why not, down in the comments below, and let me know if you've read any of these books from this video, where I should start, what I should do with them, and how I should fit them on my bookshelves, because that is proving much more problematic than I had thought it was going to. That's okay, I just need another bookshelf, which is fine, but I need a place to put that bookshelf, which is the problem. So, that's what I have for you guys here today. If you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, keep reading, and keep moving forward. Bye!